Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kai and today is Saturday, March 29th, 12:51 a.m. and I'm recording this video. This will be a little, self-interview slash podcast video. I'm not sure what to really focus on, but I did write some notes on my iPad here. Hopefully you can see that, but this video will mainly discuss about what I want to focus on in terms of my future career slash future life in general, as well as how I want to proceed with this YouTube channel, what things I want to make videos on, who do I want to talk to, and what I want to do in preparation for Nepal in September 2025. In addition, I'll talk about more things tech related and how I want to learn more about that and possibly either work in tech as a backup or prepare for a full-time career in tech, just in case mountaineering or photography doesn't work out for me. In addition, I want to talk about my senior year and how that has been going, and I guess my thoughts on school and academics overall, and how I'm also balancing this with, pursuing personal fitness and all that stuff. I also want to discuss about what podcasts I'm listening to and how I want to become an entrepreneur either now or later in the future, and how I'm, planning for that. And yeah, I think that's a good structure of what things I want to talk about, and let's get into it. So, first things first, an introduction to who I am. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Kai. I'm currently a senior at Wharton studying finance and computer science. Specifically, I'm doing finance and business analytics and minors in computer science and data science. So at Wharton, you get a bachelor's of science in economics, and you are able to concentrate in a few disciplines. So that could be finance, real estate, ESG, legal studies, stuff like that. And I'm choosing to concentrate into two things: finance, which is very popular here at Wharton, and business analytics, which is also a pretty popular concentration as well. I feel like the most popular ones are finance, real estate, and then accounting, and then management, and then business analytics, if I have to guess like the top 5. In addition, I'm also studying a minor in computer science and a minor in data science. So that's sort of at the engineering school, and I've taken classes in, discrete math, data structures and algorithms, big data analytics, learning how to use Google Colab, Python, stuff like that. But it's not super in-depth like how the traditional computer science curriculum here at Penn is. So they would go into operating systems, networks, stuff like that, while I tend to go into the more, general overview of things. I would say at Penn, a lot of my friends, or I surround myself with a lot of people within the engineering school, in particular, quants, traders, software engineers, people like that. And I'm not really connected with people at Wharton, actually. So I do know of a lot of investment banking friends and hedge fund people, stuff like that, but I'm not that close to my banking friends. And I think that's because my interest in banking has kind of waned, since freshman year, and I only really associated myself with the quants and the software engineers here at school. Although I'm not pursuing either, so I just happen to have more quant friends, I would say. I feel like at Penn, it feels like you're very much pressured to pursue certain types of disciplines or careers. So, the typical finance, consulting, quant trading, software engineering, pre-law, pre-med sort of routes, and nursing. And, that's fine and all, but I realized that it wasn't for me, or if it was for me, at least the interest hasn't really sparked that much yet, right? I think for me, I'm still figuring it out, what I want to do in terms of career or within that regard. But I would say that my interests mainly lie within software engineering, startup. I thought of myself as a quant trader before, but it was really difficult trying to recruit for that. But I've recently developed a greater interest in AI, LLMs, all that sort. So we'll see how that thing goes. I think if I were to pursue a dream career, it would be within social media, mountaineering, or just having a podcast. It could be a tech podcast. It could be a podcast like Joe Rogan, where I just chat with any random person and I don't know, just crack jokes, have fun, learn about something new each and every day. I think that would be a dream job scenario. Yeah. Also, I think it would be so cool to do Twitch streaming or to become a someone like Ludwig or a Disguised Toast or someone like that just plays Among Us and Pokemon Go all day and just have a very fun and chill life. I think that would be so cool. Or like Kai Cenat or iShowSpeed. Those would be, I guess, my dream jobs within the social media space. Something like that. We'll see if that's actually attainable. I think another cool thing to do with social media would be to have an outdoor YouTube channel, like the Outdoor Boys, or maybe someone like Bear Grylls, where you just do survival situations, or someone like Magnus Bo. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but having a climbing channel would be pretty cool. Or pursuing adventure photography and maybe becoming a Nat Geo photographer. I think there are many different things that someone can pursue in their life, and that would be so cool to do. I also draw a lot of inspiration from, I guess, a lot of young people in tech nowadays. So the guy who made Interview Coder, or the people at Anthropic, the people at DeepSeek are super cool. I think, AI, GPUs, LLMs, OpenAI, and how that, I guess, works in tandem with like image creation and content creation and all that. Like that intersection there is just so cool to learn about. And I really want to talk more about that in my future videos. So I'll try to make a video on like LLMs in 2 days, ideally, with a friend who's like, with Sahith. He's a good friend of mine, but he's worked in computer vision. He's a quant trader. He's super smart, and I think he knows a good amount about LLMs, or he's like at least studying up on it. Yeah, I also would like to learn how to make your own like AI GPT wrapper, or how to make your own bot, stuff like that. That would be really cool to learn. And yeah, so that's like the whole career aspect side of things. And then the reason why I'm making this video is to improve my speaking skills. I want to reduce the amount of I'm saying in a video and get better at having a better personality with things and talking to the camera and actually looking at the camera, maintaining eye contact with the camera. So I think I stand to learn a lot from making this video, and as long as I keep consistent and I try over and over and over again, I think that the videos that I will make will get better and better and better. And who knows where this will lead me 1 year into the future, or who knows what, I don't know, maybe in 10 years I end up becoming a public facing social media person and I have this video to thank me for that. Who knows? I think there's a lot to learn and grow, as well as a lot of financial opportunity if one were to continue with this self-talk, podcasts, tech, college, whatever video YouTube channel that I'm making right now. I should stop saying. Another thing that I'm thinking about is obviously pursuing a lot of personal fitness. I've been doing a lot of calisthenics in the past few months, and I often would do sets, these supersets of 5 pull-ups, 5 pistol squats on my left leg, 5 pistol squats on my right leg, and finishing that with 10 push-ups. And that would be one superset. And I would do that, take 5 seconds rest, and continue on to the next superset, and do this about 8 times, 7 times in the gym. And I think that has elevated my physical fitness by a lot, and I feel very confident. And although I don't look insanely buff or anything, but I do think I come across as pretty fit. I'm obviously not an athlete or a calisthenics god or a gymnast, but I think I've gotten a lot stronger, and I'm very proud of my progress. And if you're watching this video, I highly recommend pursuing personal fitness. That could be running, it could be cardio, it could be the row erging machine, it could be, I should stop saying, it could be weightlifting, it could be powerlifting, it could just be doing your, the squats, deadlifts, and bench press combinations. Or it could be something more dynamic, like pursuing calisthenics, pull-ups, pistol squats, lunges, jumps, burpees, stuff like that. I think everyone should really focus on pursuing physical fitness at least 40 minutes, at least 60 minutes a day. I highly recommend it. And one other thing, next subject. So my thoughts on school in my senior year so far. To reiterate, I'm a senior at Penn studying the typical finance computer science route. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as interested in the subjects that I'm studying right now as compared to when I started freshman year, just because I think as you mature and as you grow throughout college, you sort of realize that there are many things in life that are very important to you, or that will get ever more increasingly important. And it's not purely just academics or maintaining a 4.0 GPA. That's not all that matters in life. And I think this is very obvious, but when you're in high school, you're kind of preconditioned to really believe that the GPA is what determines your value or your success in the world. And to an extent, that may indicate like, hey, you could get that nice job fresh out of college because you have that high GPA. But what I observed is that a lot of the 4.0 GPA people here at Penn, half of them I would say fall into the group of like very highly successful, very highly motivated, type A sort of person, really a go-getter, and like they also succeed a lot in life as well. However, I think for another subsection of people are the very anxious people who aren't afraid to take risks. So what they end up doing is they take the very easiest classes. They don't study like a minor in computer science or whatnot. They just study, let's say, management or something very simple, and they maximize all their time dedicated to getting that 4.0 GPA, but they're not really learning much in the process, or they're not really challenging themselves in the process. And sure, they get that consulting job and they get that job at BCG, but what I think end up happening is they become a very one-dimensional person, and maybe that's the way to live life. Who knows? But I personally think that people should always be pushing themselves no matter what, in different ways, and stretching themselves in different ways, especially when you're so young at the age of 18 to 22, and that people should be making mistakes. And I would say that I've made many mistakes in my college career so far, and it has led to a satisfactory but very much imperfect GPA, and that has, I guess, affected me in terms of job recruitment. But I also think that the experiences that I've had at the cost of having a lower GPA, these experiences are very much invaluable to me, and who knows, maybe later in the future they'll end up paying me dividends in terms of like life experience, or being able to connect the dots a little bit faster of like, hey, I did this, or I went through this struggle, or I went through this type of experience. How can I apply that same mindset to this new experience in the future and not feel overwhelmed and not feel like I have to be perfect all the time? Maybe going for an 80% is good enough. Who knows? I think there are many ways to approach this, and maybe my way is not the best way, but at least this is how I'm, in a way, making excuses for myself, but also justifying this more unconventional process to approaching school. And I would like to say that in some way I do feel a bit burned out from school, in a way that I think that my interests have diverged from the traditional curriculum taught here at Wharton, and has affected me to a point where I'm thinking to myself, why am I studying this? Or I understand why I'm studying this, but do I really need to put all that effort to really learn this to that great extent when I could be learning about something else? And that something else could be computer science, or it could be LLMs, Anthropic, or pursuing social media, or just thinking about the next YouTube video idea that I have and executing that idea. Or it could be focusing on life outside of school. So that could be relationships. It could be talking to my mom and dad. It could be hanging out with my friends. It could be just watching YouTube videos and chilling out. There are many things in my life that I want to have, I don't know, some focus on. And I guess currently I am in a relationship, and I'm very happy being in that relationship. And one question I ask myself all the time is, should I be doing that, or should I be pursuing school and pursuing this YouTube channel and pursuing all this other stuff as well? So there's a lot that goes into that way of thinking, and I think at times I won't say it has overwhelmed me, but it has made me reconsider things, saying, is this really that high of a priority, or should I really put this much time into it? So for me, I think I've settled into the natural flow of things, but that always does exist in my head. Yeah, and then also I've been thinking about startups in general, and been thinking about, I guess, why should we pursue startups? or why should young people pursue startups? I think one thing being, if you're in a financial circumstance where it's not that, I guess, imperative where you make money right out of college or have that stable job, you should always pursue a startup. And that startup could be something small, like a hobby, or starting something micro entrepreneurial, like selling little things on Etsy or eBay. Or it could be fully going all out and going to Nepal and pursuing a social media YouTube channel and pursuing mountaineering and trying to live life to its greatest extent. But I think people should always maintain some sort of entrepreneurial pursuit in their lives. And we can see this happening in people's hobbies, learning something new, watching different movies, or you can see people pursuing building the next ChatGPT wrapper and selling that for millions of dollars, or building a new platform, or I don't know. But there's a lot to do, and I'm very glad that social media exists just because I can make these videos at pretty low cost to myself. I think the only cost is like time, but I don't really spend that much money on like production value. And I really love to make this YouTube channel just because it's a way for me to express myself creatively and to try out different things. Yeah, so that's basically all the thoughts I have for this channel update. We're currently at, I think, about a little bit over 1,240 subscribers. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please comment. I'll probably make more channel update videos in the future. And hopefully I'll say less ums and be more concise in my way of speech. Because I think I do flow in and out of things a lot. And yeah, we'll see. Awesome. See ya!